I printed 10 3D printable cat toys and tested them with the help of a cat toy expert, our cat Muffin. Hello and welcome back to my channel. In this video I will review and rate 10 cat toys that I printed for our cat Muffin. This past week he helped me test them, and based on his and my experience with the toys, we will rate them on a scale from 1 to 5. So each toy is gonna get a rate from me, based on how the model printed, how I liked it, based on also the complexity of the model, and from Muffin based on how he liked it. So 1 would be where he completely ignored it, and 5 where he really loved it. Knowing how picky Muffin is when it comes to toys, I don't really see him loving many of them, but I guess we'll see. Let's start with the first one, which is this one. It's a ball on a spring. So this model printed really nice. The ball prints separately. As you can see, I used 2 different colors, and it needs a little bit of support for the bottom, but I have to say it printed really nice. So the idea is that the base is stationary and the cat is just flicking the ball around. But in my opinion, the base should have maybe more infill because it moves around where the cat tries to play with it. Maybe the solution would be to glue it to the floor, but I'm not sure if anyone wants to do that. Other than that, I really like the model. I would grade it 4 out of 5. Unfortunately for Muffin, that rate is not gonna be that high because he completely ignored it. He only started playing with it when we placed inside a small snack. That was the only reason why he approached it and tried to get the snack out. Number 2 was a really cool model, or at least I thought it was a really cool model, and it is this cheese with mice. I have to say I had really high hopes for this one, but unfortunately it was a little bit disappointing. Not only it is a bit flimsy, it moves around. Also, this rod is not really secured, so it can move around and go inside. On top of that, the mice are not even, so these ones in the back go up lower than the one in the front. So I like the idea, but unfortunately not necessarily how it came out. Maybe I should have glued the parts together, but even so they're quite loose. For example, the mouse on the rod here moves around, so gluing it wouldn't be that easy. And this rod, of course, it just drops in there and then it's unusable. And when it comes to Muffin, you guessed it, this is really not something he would like. He basically completely ignored it. So this is a 2 out of 5 from me and 1 out of 5 from Muffin. Next one, so number 3 are these 2 models. So it's just a fish and a mouse, but what's cool about them that they have these rollers that you can exchange just from model to model. So I like how these rollers are printed in place. So basically you take them out of the print bed just like this and they already are moving inside. So overall I like the design, but unfortunately Muffin didn't. He completely ignored it. So from me this would be 4 out of 5. From Muffin, unfortunately 1 out of 5 again. Number 4 is this ball. It might seem like a normal ball, just ball like any other cat toy, but what's cool about this one, you can twist it and take it apart and you can put stuff inside, like the filament poop, to make noise. I also like that there are different designs of it, different versions that you can choose from. And of course, if it's too big for you, you can always scale it down. And the good thing is, if you have a lot of filament poop, you can put it inside for your cat to play with. From me, this is 5 out of 5. From Muffin, actually, he really likes rolling stuff and noisy stuff, so he played with this a lot. So a rate from Muffin would also be 5 out of 5. So first one that Muffin actually liked. The next one is super cool and is one of my favorites. So this is number 5 and it's a Flexy Fish on a chain. And this was all printed in place. So you probably can see now on the screen, this was all printed in one go and it's super cool. It's literally a chain, just all links connected together. And at the end you have this Flexy Fish. I had some issues with it when printing, but that was because my print plate was a bit dirty. Like the way it's designed, it has only a little bit of contact with the print bed. So you need to have a really good adhesion for this to work out. And my print bed was quite dirty, but after cleaning it and restarting the print, no issue. This is how it came out. So when it comes a rate from me, I love it. 5 out of 5. When it comes to rate from Muffin, he really likes those. He really likes something on a string that he can chase. So from him, it's also 5 out of 5. Now at number 6 we have this. It's a kind of, I don't know how to call it, like a tunnel or a ball with a ball inside. So the way this printed was also printed place, but the ball had its own support and it was printed inside this roller. So when it comes to rate from me, I really like it. I'll rate it 4 out of 5. And when it comes to Muffin, this is a toy that he also really likes, but not that much, but he from time to time he just comes around and plays with it, so I would rate it also 4 out of 5 for Muffin. Next one, so number 7 are these Wobbly Mice, more like a rat thingies. What's nice about it is that the bottom part seems to be 100% infill. I didn't check, but it's super heavy compared to the top parts, so that's what creates the wobble effect, because there's a lot of weight on the bottom and not on the top, so you cannot tip them over. They will always come up straight. And overall I liked the design, but I had some issues with bleeding of colors when printing in multicolor. You can maybe see it here where the black bleeds into the pink, and here even after changing some settings and extruding more material to get rid of that bleeding, it's still, you can still see the bleed even on the black to blue chain, which is a bit weird because there's no bleeding in the white, and I set the settings to be basically the same as for the white. Other than that, these Wobble Mice are designed so you can put something inside, like catnip. I didn't have any catnip, so we tried snacks, and that was the only way to have Muffin even play with it. I like the design and I would rate it 3 out of 5. When it comes to Muffin, at the beginning he completely ignored it because it's just a wobbly toy, but when we put, of course, snacks inside, then he got interested and played a little bit, but only to get the snack out of it, which he couldn't, and then he just ignored it. So I'm thinking that he would rate it 2 out of 5. Now number 8 is, I think, one of the coolest, but also one of the most complicated ones, which is fishing rod, which has quite a lot of parts, but also requires some additional stuff like a string and this rod, which can be wooden or metal. I had a wooden one, so I used this one. And the way it works, it's just you have this mechanism here that you can roll the string, this button here that releases the string. So I like it very much, but I had some issues with it. For one thing, this already broke, so there's no more clicking because I think I pushed it too hard and it just broke. Also because the rod that I used was a bit too big. I had to hack it a little bit and make this part, which changes the diameter of that hole for this one. It was a bit tricky build. It ended up working out, so I really like it. And one more thing that I don't like that much, it requires a lot of gluing, so you need to glue parts together because they don't fit that perfectly, and also they are designed the way that you have to glue it. But I like it very much, and with the pros and cons, I would rate it 4 out of 5. Muffin also really likes stuff like this, so again, a string, and I put one of his toys at the end, so he likes it very much. And I think he would rate it 5 out of 5. Also, the build is a bit complicated. If you want to print it on your own, just go to the model page. There's the detailed instructions there. Now, number 9, maybe it's not really a cat toy, but it is a cat toy maker. It's basically these two parts, and what they do is that you use them to make springs like these out of filament. So the print is quite nice, it just prints in these two parts, but I did have issues with it. For one thing, this hole here at the end was too small for any of the filaments that I had, which should be the standard 1.75. So I had to make it bigger. And second thing was that when I tried to use PLA, it was constantly breaking. Then I tried to use PETG, which is the white one here, and I managed to make it like this, but it was also breaking. And the only material that worked for me was the ABS. So this one is ABS. So if you want to print this and use this, you should use more rigid materials like ABS or even something better. The maker of the model does say on the page that PLA is not really a good material to use this, but even PETG, which he suggests should be fine, for me didn't work. Maybe it was because my PETG wasn't dry enough, I don't know, but it works really nice with ABS. So I would rate this, with the struggles I had, I would rate this at 3 out of 5. But for Muffin, he really likes stuff like this. So if it's springy and it moves around and it's even like just a piece of filament, it's good enough for him. But he liked this, so I would rate this on Muffin's behalf 5 out of 5. Now last but not least, on number 10 we have these spinners. We have these spinners. So I have two versions because I found this one which is double-sided, but because you have to print it with support, looks like this. I also found a different one that is just one-sided, which prints way better. It also spins really nice, as you can see right here. But unfortunately for Muffin, he completely ignored it. He have not played with it once. So on his side, I have to rate it 1 out of 5. For me, I like it. I think I would play with this more than Muffin. So for me, it's 4 out of 5. These were all the toys that I printed for Muffin. He didn't really like most of them. Maybe it's because he's picky, or maybe it's because he just likes toys like these that are noisy and shiny, or just a simple string of filament, or even a zip tie is enough for him, or of course the cardboard. I'm thinking about trying some more toys for him, so let me know if you would like to see that. I was thinking about printing him this exercise wheel, but I'm not sure if he's gonna like it, and this will take a lot of time and a lot of filament. So if you want to see it, let me know in the comments. Let me know also in the comments if you have suggestions for other toys that you maybe 3D printed and tested that I should try. And if you liked this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, or check my other videos on this channel. That's it from me for now. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.